Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details here, and real quick, I've got this brand new Lexus SUV in behind me. My customer wanted me to ceramic coat it, so I presented them with a couple options, and they went with the more affordable price of DPC Shield, and so I'm really excited to be installing that for them today. We're going to be doing a wash, a decontamination. We're also going to be doing a one-step polish on it. We're probably going to use either Sonac's Perfect Finish or Meguiar's M210. They're really great polishes. They're going to get out light scratches, things like that. I apologize, my neighbors are getting some work done on their house, so you're going to hear a random saw throughout the videos. But we're going to go ahead and do the panel prep with IGL Precoat and then apply DPC Shield. We're going to be doing 2 layers of it, one today, one tomorrow, because there's about a 12-hour cure window. So the weather is absolutely gorgeous today. We've got low humidity. I am obviously in a carport, so this is a great option for a lot of you guys who are mobile detailers, who you may not necessarily be able to have a garage, have the UV ray lighting for curing, things like that. So this is probably a great solution to that issue for detailers. But we're going to go ahead, pull it into the garage. We're going to be applying the coating and see how it performs within this environment. I'm really excited to see how that compares. Normally when I apply IGL coatings, I have to use a garage, closed environment, make sure that I have proper dark lighting, things like that. So there is going to be that little bit of a difficulty that I'm going to have to work through with lighting because it is outside, unless I do it in the pitch black, but then I've got mosquitoes and I'm not a fan of mosquitoes. So anyways, let's get into it. We're also going to be doing a interior detail. We're going to be doing leather prep, and we're also going to be doing IGL leather on the leather seating. So that's going to be a separate video. Be sure to look for that one and check it out. But for any of you who are wanting to know how do I apply DPC Shield in the outside, in a mobile detailer environment, this is the video you're going to want to check out. So let's get into it. Alright, so we've got the interior of this vehicle pretty much completed except for the leather coating. We've done door jambs already. We're going to go ahead and first things first, because there is not a lot of soiling on this vehicle. You can see that's the majority of it. It looks like it's just been driven through the rain a couple times. We're going to go ahead and hit the vehicle with our Meguiar's wheel and paint iron decon. Because we are going to be coating the wheels as well as the paint with DPC Shield, we want to make sure we hit our wheels with the iron decon. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. Make sure. And this is honestly going to do a very effective way of cleaning the wheels. But we're going to go ahead and apply this to the entire vehicle, let that dwell for 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll come back and check on it and see what a new vehicle, what kind of iron activity we have going on. Alright, so you can see we've been letting this sit on there for about 2 to 3 minutes, and even though it is a new vehicle, definitely have some fallout that we are removing. So we're going to go ahead and do a high pressure rinse to remove this. It's good that we did it to the wheels as well. You can just see they're kind of bleeding. But let's pressure wash this, get all of this off, and then we will do our contact wash, and then from there we'll catch up. One quick tip, when you're doing a ceramic coating, always be sure to remove the license plate, so that way, one, polishing will be a lot easier back here and with applying the coating, so that way you don't have the tendency to have some high spots here, because this is one of the most common areas for high spots. But we're going to go ahead and hit this with the iron remover as well. Let that sit and wash this section as well. Obviously you put the license plate back on when you're done, but I just wanted to share that quick little tip with you guys. We'll keep moving. We've got everything nice and dry, so now we can really see what the condition of the paint is. So we're going to go ahead, clear out the carport, pull the car in, and we're going to hit it with a swirl finder light so we can see what condition the paint is in. Alright, so here's the condition of our paint, and you would probably think, oh my goodness, she's already polished. Well, no, I have not. I have struck the jackpot of new cars, folks. This is the first time I've ever seen a new car that has no swirls or scratches. So kudos to Lexus, wherever they purchased this vehicle from, because the paint is in great condition. But per manufacturer's instructions, we are still going to do a light polish. Let me turn this off real quick. So over here I have some options that we could choose, and I pulled them out based on the condition of the paint. We could use Angel Wax Redemption, which is their ultra fine finishing polish. We could do 3D1. We could do D302 from Meguiar's. We could do Menzerna Super Finish. We could also do Sonax Perfect Finish. But because the clear coat is in such good condition, and I don't really want to remove any clear coat if I don't have to, I'm looking to just at this point polish and refine the surface to prep it for coating. I'm going to go with the M210 just because of my personal experience with it. There's hardly any cut to it. You can see on the scale it's low on the cut side. It finishes really well. There's no dusting, so we're going to go with this one just because I've had good experiences with it before.
Hey, supper's almost ready, okay?
Okay.
A couple more minutes.
Okay. I think, oh, a video.
You want a drink for everybody? Some juice and some.
I just did that from Sophie. She teaches me. You want me to stop it?
Alright, so I had done this whole side here, and I got out my lumen light instead of my spot finder light, and that's why it's kind of important to have various different lighting, especially if you're going to be inside. You're going to see a lot more swirls, but because I'm outside, you're not going to get the best sense of swirls and things like that, especially on white paint. So when I hit the side panels with my light, you can see there is some light scratches that we need to do a little bit more refining than just doing a white pad and a quick polish. So we're going to go ahead and break out the Eurofiber 50/50 and Sonax Perfect Finish. We're going to go ahead and take a slower speed when it comes to polishing the side panels, especially because it seems just the lower panels seem to have the worst of the scratches. So we're going to go ahead and hit those with this process, and that's why it's really important to have different types of lighting. Either you have like the flashlights that are on your head or the lumen lights you can buy off of Amazon, but you don't want to just go by, sight alone, especially if you're working outside. So every vehicle is different. Every vehicle is going to be a learning curve, but we're going to go ahead and kiss this one out and keep polishing it. So. Okay, so the sun is going down and we are finished polishing. We went around, I ended up having to switch pads a couple different times because in different panels it was reacting differently to the pads, and you might have that in some instances. I went into this thinking, oh my gosh, the paint is perfect, I don't need to do any sort of correcting whatsoever. But then as I had different lighting and the sun was setting and whatnot, come to find out there were some average swirls on the vehicle, especially on the lower panels. So I decided to go to the Eurofiber 50/50 with the Sonax Perfect Finish, and even that I was still having a little difficulty cutting, so I had to slow my speed down, add a pass. Whenever you're doing paint correction, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Each panel could take a little bit of different time or a different pad or different things like that. So in some instances I ended up using the Max Shine Yellow High Performance pad, and others I used an Americana Global Orange pad. all corrected well. It was just really me testing out Sonac's Perfect Finish, kind of seeing what its capabilities were with Lexus paint. Lexus paint, I would say, is between soft and medium. It's typically very easy to correct. So we've gone ahead and we've corrected this. Now there may be a few minor swirls here and there. I am not the type of detailer that's going to chase every single scratch. Sometimes you can do more harm to the clear coat. And what I enjoy about DPC Shield is that it has fillers within it. So where there may be a small, hairline swirl or scratch, I know that DPC Shield is going to fill that, and the paint will essentially look perfect when it's all said and done. So I know I keep going back and forth, but I just wanted to show you, especially these lower panels and this type of lighting. This light here, you can get at Home Depot. I can't remember the lumens, but it's really great with correcting paint, also with coating. So I'm going to show you a technique that I use with coating, but right now, since everything is corrected, we're going to go ahead and use IGL Pre-Coat, and we are going to do 2 passes around the vehicle to remove any sort of polishing. We're going to do the glass, trim, everything with IGL Pre-Coat, and that way we are prepped and ready to go. I like to let that dwell for a second, and then we're going to go ahead and wipe off. Okay, so we've gone ahead, we have washed, decontaminated, polished, done our panel prep on the entire vehicle 2 times. We've done our wheels. We're going to go ahead and do the wheels, engine, leather tomorrow, and those will be in some separate videos. But I've already done 2 panels, and I've got to say, this is one of the easiest ceramic coatings I've ever worked with. And I'm sorry if the lighting is not ideal. I actually, when I'm ceramic coating, especially white vehicles, I choose to do an indirect lighting method. Instead of shining the light on, you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see, but I shine the light on the surface behind me. Sorry for the shakiness, but I shine the light on the surface behind me so that I can get a better sense of the paint instead of having the light reflect and then I can't see it, because you want to see the flashing, not so much the light. So we're going to go ahead and apply it to this panel in true time so you can kind of see how long it takes. It is not windy anymore. It's a little bit humid. I would say it's probably in the 70 degrees outside, which is great for this coating. So we're going to start. I always kind of like to do an outline of the area that I'm going to be coating. I'm going to do this top half right here. I'm trying out these applicators by the recommendation of Landon. Normally I will just use the blocks that come with either the ceramic coatings that I install, or I will use the Saver applicators from Auto Fiber. Those are really great, the microfiber ones. Now 1 dot has been enough for me to do this entire panel, which is ridiculous. Normally if I'm doing something like IGL, I would have to put a good solid stream on the vehicle. Now we're doing our criss-cross hatch pattern as much as possible, just to ensure even coverage. Now, because of the temperature outside, we're gonna probably do a 2.5 minute wait time. So we're gonna get new towels because I just dropped these on the ground, and we're gonna fast forward to about 2.5 minutes into it. So I'll be right back with new towels, and you just stay tuned. Alright, so I got some fresh towels, and speaking of microfiber towels, I am using the IGL Coatings removal towels and the Mule. This is the utility towel that DPC just came out with, Luxury Microfiber. Both are a very low GSM. I think this one's 300 and this one is 350 or 365. Don't quote me, there's so many GSMs and different names. I do know these are IGL and the Mule. But anyways, so What I like to do is I will take the IGL coatings one and I will level the panel for my initial wipe. And then with DPC, the instructions are to wait 3 minutes or 30 seconds, my apologies, not 3 minutes, 30 seconds after your initial level, and then you buff it off. So let's see how we're looking. Alright. I had this paused while I got my towels. We're going to go ahead and do our initial level. Very light touch. Don't want to gouge the paint. You're essentially just leveling the coating, making sure you get all the panel. We're gonna wait 30 seconds. So how was your day? Mine was pretty good. It was really windy, and my kids were bored out of their minds, so that makes it fun for me. All right, so now it is time to do our final buff off. Get under those handles really well so that way you don't have any high spots. Get the top trim, because sometimes even if you're not standing, you can miss it. Under these areas right here, those are known for high spots. Okay. You see right here I have a little one. Alright. Now it's hard for me to show you high spots, especially with the lighting and a white vehicle. But imagine kind of a bubble rainbow effect, the rainbow effect that you see on a bubble. That's what it will look like when it is flashed, and if you have any high spots, they will kind of have that rainbow effect to it. So you want to buff that off and make sure that you do not have any. I would say always overlap on your doors just a little bit, because you always, when you're wiping, you're always going to get a little bit. So even when you're doing your buff off or you're leveling, overlap the door a little bit. Okay, so this is looking fantastic. We're going to go ahead and keep moving. Alright, it is morning and we have pulled it outside of the carport, but we're definitely early in the morning, so we don't have direct sun. Panels are still really cool. So we're gonna go ahead, we've wiped everything down with a soft microfiber to remove any dust that might be there from overnight. And we're gonna go ahead and apply our shield. So we've gone ahead, I'm using the Auto Fiber Saver applicator. I kind of prefer to work with them. I feel like they have a little bit more control